So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted the theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, looks like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it. Alright, let's get started. Hi everybody, Martha here. So, I watched Blade in honor of Kris Kristofferson. Knew him more for this movie than I know he did perform with Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash a couple times, but mostly I just knew him for this movie. And I think he was a really good actor in this movie and in the second movie, the third movie. That movie was not exactly the best movie in the world, but I haven't watched the second one in a while. I thought this was the movie where Blade saves a baby, but I think that's probably the third one. The second one or third one. But I guess it's not this one. Because when I watched it, nope. He saved a little girl, but not a baby. So we're gonna miss Kris Kristofferson and him performing, and sadly, looks like Willie Nelson's the one left from that band. So yeah. But I really feel poor Willie Nelson. So let's get started with this. Let me find a picture of all of them together. I found a picture of them so you guys can see all four of the Highwaymen together. They did like Ghost Riders in the Sky together. You check. I found out from the one who actually grew up. Listen to that song. And this movie is based off of the Marvel character Blade. Rewatching this movie made me realize, oh yeah, no Stan Lee or cameo are in this movie. I don't think he's in any of these movies actually doing cameos. Blade is his real name's Eric, and his mom got bit when she was pregnant with him. He met Westler when he was 13, and he taught him how to be a vampire once he taught him how to be a vampire hunter once he found out what he really was. And now it is back in now it's 1998. The movie takes he was born 1967, and he goes to a nightclub where a poor man got taken to a club to be a dinner where they literally have blood raining on top of them. Okay, whatever. And he kills a lot of them, almost kills one of them, who he technically almost kills 2 or 3 times. Each time he cuts his arm off. I guess he grows back both his arms, and he almost burns him. He goes back to finish him off. Goes to more to finish him off. Poor doctor Karen almost gets turned, while her co-worker, the one who was trying to get her to, I guess, date her, gets turned and gets put into like a place where a vampire would eat anything other vampires. Blade couldn't kill her because she reminded him of his mom, and takes her home. Wesley does not like it. Or Abraham, let's just call him Abraham, who I do like his character in this, but I found it kind of funny. Like, that's a great idea. Let's go light a cigarette right next to gasoline. Like, that sounds like a great idea. I know he has cancer in this movie, but that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't try that at home. And he said you should have killed her, but Blade couldn't do it. Instead, Blade uses her as bait in order to get some familiars, which are people who are, I guess, vampire servants who want to get turned into vampires. If they're good enough, they're going to get turned. So Blade is basically a half vampire, half human, because his mom got turned into a vampire when he was inside her wound, and he has basically all the strengths but none of the weaknesses. He can walk around during the daylight, have a pizza. He apparently the cross thing is not real. He can probably drink a whole bunch of holy water if he wants to. They don't even mention that in this. But yeah, so Karen wants to make a cure for her. And late, since she's going to turn in a couple days, she wants to find a cure by using, I guess, a disease that happened that fight against the blood that only black people can get. I forgot what it's called. Fight against it, and we meet Deacon Frost, who we find out later in this movie is the one who actually bit Blade's mom, Vanessa, and she's not dead, and he wants to become a vampire god. So he does kill, I think, 2 vampires that were actually born vampires, unlike him, where he was turned, and they like criticize him for it, make them think that he's like they're like higher level than him because they were vampires all their lives. So he like takes one outside in the middle of the day before the sun comes up and have him get burned because he would not stop making fun of him. One gets killed by one of his girlfriends that he has, and they follow the familiars back to where the blood blank is and where they keep the vampire Bible, and where like the beast vampire, which a lot of people, the person I was watching this with said to remind them of Jabba from Star Wars. Like, you didn't see that. And she ends up getting killed because they use the ultra light on her in order to make it cook. Then Lee goes out and saves a little girl from being hit by a bus after Frost tries to make peace so we can like take him peacefully instead of him killing Abraham and kidnapping Karen. Now, I know he doesn't die here because he shows up in the second one. I think he dies in the second one. I always forget how that happened, so I need to re-watch the second one, but I don't know how I'm going to do that because, sadly, these movies are only available on digitally on Fango. So unless I buy the second one Fango, I'm not going to find out. But yeah, I know he doesn't die here. So it always confuses me when that he does go down fighting, but I don't think they expect this movie to do that well. Probably I think they only expect to do one. They were just trying to make it where it's one. If it didn't do that well, it was one and done. But good thing it didn't. It did well. But yeah, what happens to Abraham here is always confuses me. And he goes and saves Karen from Deacon and got his motorcycle and uses the one of the Cortland blood thing to kill some of them that Karen came up with. And they capture Blade once he finds out that his mom was there with Frost, and found out that technically Frost is his vampire dad in a way, and they capture him, and in order for them to have the vampire god, they had to have a half-blood vampire there. And that's what Blade is, and a bunch of people who were born vampires and pour blood on them, and it goes through him and it turns him into a vampire god, but it takes like 5 of the things that Karen made in order to kill him. So he's not really invincible, if you ask me. But okay, whatever. Rose your boat. And I did like that line where some fuckers like the roller skate upside down or something like that. Like, okay, it's a weird line, but it's still pretty funny to hear. And the movie ends with both him and Karen get out of there, and he goes to Russia and kills, hopefully, guns of vampires in Russia. That's how the ends. I'll probably need to give this movie a 8 out of 10. We're gonna miss you, Kris Kristofferson, and probably, I don't know if we're gonna see Wesley Snipes play Blade ever again after Wolverine and after Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a pretty cool surprise to see him in that movie. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, subscribe, and have fun skating upside down. Bye bye.